What was it like sparring with someone like Tyson Fury?
With Tyson, I learned more outside the ring than I did inside the ring.
So I heard stories also of you coming like after school in like the uniform team.
No, that was when I was sparring Joyce. The Anthony Joshua that I sparred isn't the Anthony Joshua that knocked out Ngannou and beat Wallin. My mum's Slovak, my dad's Nigerian.
I was just about to ask you that. I've never heard of that mix before in my life. Yo, brother, you heard about that 15-year-old? He's smoking bare man and sparring, brother. I heard he knocked somebody's head off.
My real name is Enrico Moses Itauma.
That's a proper light-skinned man name, you know that? Because I saw you on the Mobo.
Yeah, I saw you.
No, bruv. No, I didn't get invited, bruv.
Oh, and he said, for every kilometre you run, I'll give you £1.
Nice. Even though Josh was only 2 rounds and you sparred with Tyson Fury for a bit longer, should that fight ever go ahead, how would you see that playing out?
Them man come with a bag of chat, not me, I put it in motion. Came back whistle falls, Carty's got girl open. Can't wipe them, it's
Big man seniors, Castillo, aka the main event. You already know what time it is. Business, boxing, life and love, bruv. Today, I'm gonna be here with 20-year-old sensation, Moses Itauma, bruv. I heard he's been making man disappear like Thanos, bruv.
Incredible. This young man is a future superstar. Mark my words, that was phenomenal.
Big man ting. It's looking good, bruv. No, bruv, yes, bruv. Big man ting. I'm at the gym, bruv. Look out the gym, bruv. Look it out. This is massive. Big man ting here. You know the office is a tough place to work when the floor's covered in blood, bruv. Right now, what I know about Moses is that he's the urban legend of boxing, bruv. I've heard so much good news about him, bruv. I've heard that he's been punching up people and sparring, so I'm very excited today, bruv. Yes, bruv.
What's going on, bro? You all good?
Come on.
What's happening?
Good to meet you, bruv.
And you.
Yes,
For a long
yes.
time, innit?
I know. How you feeling, bruv?
Bro, I'm alright.
I'm not gonna lie, you're mad hench, bruv. I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at you like, bruv.
Bro,
like,
everyone says that, you know. Everyone's like, you look bigger in real life than you do on TV.
Nah,
and
bruv, you look big on TV and in real life,
Now,
bruv.
the joy is, yeah, but you gotta realize, when I'm on the TV, I'm with other heavyweights that are like 6'9", 7 foot tall. And obviously when they kind of see me, I'm a big fella, innit?
Yeah. How tall are you?
6'4".
Fine, bruv. I need to be, what was you eating when you was young, bruv?
Do you know what? It's not even a diet that was mad, yeah, because roughly around when I was 13 to, say, 16, that was probably like a rough period of my life where we didn't really even have, do you know what I mean, too much bread for food. So.
Yeah.
But before that, I was eating a lot. Yeah.
What would you eat though? Like, what would you normally eat? Like after school, what you eating, or in school?
Slovak dishes more like. 'Cause obviously my mum, innit.
Okay.
My mum's Slovak, my dad's Nigerian.
I was just about to ask you that. Okay, that's a mad mix, bruv.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that mix before in my life.
Do you know what? I think you can find Nigerian with everything now.
Yeah. Nah, but still, your mix is rare, bruv.
Yeah.
You got like the super soldier Captain America thing going on right now. You're blessed.
Nah, do you know what? It's good because I get from both worlds. I got the genetic side from my dad.
Yeah.
Obviously, I got that mentally tough.
Yeah.
The mental toughness from my mum's side, which is a good thing.
Bruv, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I think of Slovakia, I think about like hench, wham dudes like with muscles, bruv, with bald heads and leather jackets, bruv. That's what I think.
That's more Polish.
Bruv. So have you been to Slovakia?
Yeah, I was born there. I go back like 3 times a year, but I was born there. I lived there till 2008, and then I moved to Kent.
So like, are you the only brother in there though? Like when you go there, do you stand out?
What, in Slovakia?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why we moved out of there.
So what language do you speak in Slovakia?
Slovak.
Can you speak it?
Yeah, of course.
Come on.
It's my first language.
Okay then.
It's my first language,
So
my second.
Okay, you're gonna teach me something, bro. So how do I say my name is Castillo in Slovak?
Ja sam menujem Castillo.
I can't do that, man. Now you see this here, so before we get into the boxing talk and all that stuff, I really wanted to ask you this here, because I saw you on the Mobos.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
I saw you there?
No, bruv. No, I didn't get invited, bruv. Thanks for baiting up the ting, bruv. You're moving mad.
No.
No, they didn't even get an invite, bruv. No emails, brother.
No
I saw
way.
you on, but I'm not gonna lie, like the first thing I saw, was when you popped up on it, and I was like, oh my God.
What do you mean
I was so gassed. I saw you on a clip with a picture, and I saw like a clip of you there on stage. I was like, it's Moses, bruv. I was gassed, because basically my big up boxing news, Rob Tebbet, he's the one that told me about you years ago. He's been singing your praises for years, So then obviously I've been following you, but then when I saw you at the Mobos, I was like, no way.
Do you know what? Like, I'm kind of new to all this stuff.
Yeah.
So at first I did feel a little bit out of place.
Yeah.
And it's only when I kind of really speak to my brothers and some of my friends, they're like, bro, like you're off Black Heritage and you're doing well. No one cares about anything else. Do you know what I mean? So, and I just.
So you actually felt at first you felt like out of place. How come?
Because it's new.
Yeah.
It's all new. It's all new. You got to remember, like I was in the room, like we walked backstage and there was Dean Forbes there. Like I literally I listened to what that man says.
Yeah.
And it's like now I'm in the same room as him, and like I went up to him and spoke to him, and he said he's a big fan of me. I'm like, bro, I'll watch your stuff to get what I mean. So it's like, that's what. No, I wouldn't say out of place. I'll say new. I'd say new.
Who's the most famous person you met? To you anyway, like that you thought like, yo.
Most famous person I met.
Or maybe just had an encounter with him.
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham.
Yeah, he came up to me in my last fight. I was like, I love you, man. He's like, keep doing your thing. That knockout was crazy. Probably Jason Statham.
Transport, bro. Big up the transport, bro. That's mad.
That's probably the only one that.
Did you like feel like I could mash you up though, like low key, like bro? Like.
No.
But I gotta say this though, like so, meeting you, I'm not gonna lie, your personality and your demeanor, I don't think anybody'd ever think that you was 20 years old. You come across as a worldly person, bruv. You come across, bruv, there's men them in their 40s that I've met, bruv, and then they ain't got the level of maturity that you have. Where does that come from?
I try to explain this to people. Age doesn't show maturity. I'd say my lifestyle, my upbringing, and just like, probably my childhood. Don't get me wrong, I had good, loving parents, but they just like, like being a child of two immigrants, it does become a little bit difficult. That's kind of just what it was like with me and my brothers. We're so close right now, and I think people are very jealous of that. Yeah. Because we had that tough upbringing, do you know what I mean? So
how important is family to you then?
Very important, very important. I definitely wouldn't. And I can say this with my whole heart, and my whole chest, that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. My older brother, Carol, he got me back into the sport.
When you say got you back in, what do you mean?
So obviously I was always all in with boxing, and then I was an amateur. I was 2-time European gold medalist, 2-time national champion in XYZ, and then COVID just hit, and I was like, amateur boxing, there's no bread, there's no like recognition, like you're killing yourself to like achieve these medals, these accolades, as you say, and you're not really getting anything in return. And I was just like, I'm sick of this, do you get what I mean? So I was like, I'm scrapping this off. Then my brother actually saw me it was actually a McDonald's in Gillingham with a couple of people that I shouldn't have been with, and he was like, well, like, what are you doing fucking around with them people? He was like, I said, bruv, I'm tired of boxing, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that. And he said, I'll tell you what, and obviously at that time you're broke as a joke, and Carol's only just turned professional, and he said, for every kilometre you run, I'll give you £1. Nice. So I was just running, trying to earn some bread. I was running 10Ks every day, whatever. And obviously to a little kid, that's a lot of money, to get what I mean. And then I was like, cool. So I was like, I'm fit now. I might as well jump back in the gym. Okay. So I jumped back in the gym, and then it was COVID times. Amateur boxing came to a halt, but professional boxing was still going on. So then Lawrence Okolie, he was boxing a Glowacki, who was his first world title shot. And that was against the Southpaw, and he asked me to come in camp, and then from then it's just been like... And how old was you at this time? I was about 15. So Lawrence Okolie asked you at 15 years old, man? Do you know what? I want to tell you the full story. Lawrence was sparring my brother Carol. Yeah. And obviously COVID, I had nothing to do. I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to go watch Lawrence. So Lawrence was doing, I think he'd done like 10 rounds or something, but he was struggling with getting good, decent sparring. Yeah. And they asked, well, my coach asked Lawrence if they want me to spar, and I said he's only 15, blah blah blah, whatever, but he'll give you some rounds. Yeah. And then Lawrence does say it very good, and he was like, fuck it, bring him anyway. Yeah. So I sparred Lawrence, but then there was like, I'm gonna use this as a rest round. Yeah. And like obviously because he's only a little kid, and then he said, he threw a jab and I slipped it, and then he said he was like, it must have been a mistake, whatnot. He threw another jab, I slipped it and I countered it, and he was like, bro, I didn't recover till the next round. And then he was like, okay, cool, now I've got to take this kid serious. Yeah. Then he said that he was going to sleep, like thinking about his opponent. Then it's like, nah, Moses Itauma's in tomorrow.
Bruv.
So then from there, like, and I do appreciate Lawrence. He's been very vocal of my talent, and he kind of spreaded my word out to like AJ and like Joyce, whatever. And then now I've been called in to spar AJ. I've been called in to spar Joyce. I've been called in to spar.
I'm not gonna lie, Lawrence is a great marketing team for you, bruv, because I'm telling you this, how I heard from you was exactly through
Lawrence.
Not through Lawrence, through word of mouth, through that story.
Yeah, that's
literally that word spread, and I feel like low key, it's amazing how word travels, because I feel like that kind of gave you like almost like the hidden gem boogeyman kind of effect, where people was like, oh, bruv, have you heard about that 15-year-old? He's smoking bare man and sparring, bruv. I heard he knocked somebody's head off, bruv. Literally, the story that I heard was literally that you was mashing up people in sparring. So literally, at 15.
That's pretty much it.
So I heard stories also of you coming like after school in like the uniform team.
No, that was when I was sparring Joyce. So
the way you drop these names is mad, you know. Joyce, man. Man was just sparring him nowadays.
With Joyce, my coach asked me if I wanted to spar, and I said, yeah, no problem. And then he said, but they want you at the gym at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And Joyce's gym was in North London, Northwest London. Obviously, Kent is southeast of London. So it was like an hour 50 drive or something like that. Yeah. Exactly. So I was like, you ain't got time to go home and get changed. He said, take your boxing stuff to school. At the end of school, I'd literally get my stuff and I'll go spar Joyce.
I'm not gonna lie, that's mad, bruv. Like, cause if I was watching in the gym, I'd had to call like child services and that. I'd be like, brother, there's a youth in a uniform. What are you doing? Trying to spy him? There
is one guy as well that I sparred years ago. He did do a number on me, but then I took care of business. So.
Okay, good. Because he could be like Alexander Piero, the UFC guy, bruv. He's just in a bar right now, just waiting for you, bruv. Like his whole life is gonna be based on you, bruv.
Nah. Do you know what? It's good. It's good. You need that, because I'd say that my biggest lesson was the time when I didn't hold my own in sparring. Like, it's only a very few people can say that they've done a number on me in sparring, and I don't regret that. I'm like, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like that, because that switched something on. Do you get what I mean? We're gonna see in 2 years if you're still better than me.
Of course.
So, and I feel like the blessed thing with me as well is I'm 20-year-old. I've probably got about 10, 15 years of this stuff left. So, okay, cool, you might be better than me now, but let's see in 3-4 years. So my real name is Enrico.
Rico, bro, that's a mad playboy name, bruv. Yeah, you can't really. Man like Enrico,
So what happened? My real name is Enrico Moses Itauma.
That's a proper light skinned man name, you know that. Like that's just, he gets bare gal, bruv. But as soon as I heard man like Enrique is coming through, I'm leaving, bruv.
So and then what kind of happened is like, especially in my first year of boxing, it was tough. It was tough trying to like fulfill everyone's expectations and provide for the family and X, Y, Z. I had the contract there to change my name to Rico, so everyone calls me Rico. Yeah. But I was like, Moses is a strong, powerful name. I said every time.
So Moses is not actually like a government name?
No, it is. It's my middle name. Moses Itauma is still my name. It's
your middle name,
It's Enrico Moses Itauma. Yeah. I was sat there about to sign a contract, about to change it back to Enrico, and then my brother Samuel was like, nah, keep it as Moses. People are gonna find inspiration in that. People are gonna be like, let's say if I'm in a fight and it's getting sticky and I push through it, all you gotta say is Moses, and like, do you know what I mean? It's a powerful name, you can't let that down. So I was just like, I'm gonna keep this name and I'm gonna try to live up to an expectation.
That's a great idea that you had there. So outside of boxing, if you wasn't a boxer, what would you be doing then? Because that's a great mentality, great brain that you have there.
I'll be doing labour.
That's bad. I thought you were about to say Elon Musk things, you'd be making electric cars. That's labour.
I'll be doing like manual labour, something physical. I can't work an office job. I can't see myself doing that. I'll probably have to be doing something physical, like tiling or bricklaying or something like that. Okay. Probably it's not dance you want to hear, but that is probably.
No, I'm not gonna. I thought you was gonna say something mad different. You get me?
Man, that's why. But with me, I said it to my teachers from day one. Like, I remember it was in year 9 or 10. My teacher pulled me out of my English lesson. I was like, what's going on with you? You're messing around, you're giving the teachers a hard time, you're doing this, you're doing that. I said, I found out what I want to do, I found out my path, and this is what it is. School's not going to help me with this. Yeah.
It was like Bundy's GCSEs, bro.
Exactly,
Like,
exactly. It actually was that. He pulled me out my English and we spoke the whole day. Was walking around the school and he was just basically saying like, although you might not need these GCSEs, you need something to fall back on. And I said, I've never been that type of person to have a backup plan.
Yeah.
I said, let's put everything in plan A, and if plan A don't work, then we'll make another plan A.
Yeah.
There's not gonna be no 50% in plan A, 50% in plan B.
Okay.
Even with Tyson, so I'll keep cutting.
No, it's cool. It's good.
With Tyson, I learned more outside the ring than I did inside the ring.
What do you mean? Explain.
Bro, we was talking about contract, lawyers, fights, money, like chicks, like how you just handle everything. Yeah. Even like with AJ, like he gave me the time, and I was like, what's the best way to invest your money? What's the difference between fighting with this person and that person? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's good to get a knowledge of people that have been where you want to go.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So, but I wouldn't be like.
You're not starstruck by them?
No, not really. I don't really get starstruck like that.
Let me ask you something. So, in terms of, you've accomplished a lot in boxing.
I haven't accomplished.
You have accomplished, 20 years old, bruv. Do you know what I was doing at 20, bruv? Nothing, bruv. Dossing about. So, you've definitely accomplished a lot. So, I got to ask you this, though.
I can't have that mentality, though.
Go on, explain.
If I had that mentality that I accomplished a lot, then I might not be able to get more.
Okay. You mean like if you made this your benchmark, like, yeah, I'm young, I've done these things, I'm in these places, I'm in these spots.
If you think that let's say you say I've accomplished a lot, but I think that I've accomplished a lot, then I'm satisfied with where I am. Like to me, where I want to go and to what I've done, it's no
So
comparison.
you don't want to get lost in the sauce, basically?
Nah, pretty much.
Got you. That's a good mentality to have. But in terms of what you've achieved, let's say financially you've got something, what's something that you bought for yourself that you was like, yeah, I really wanted this? Maybe as a kid you was like, I really want this one day, and then when you got enough peace to get it, did you treat yourself to anything?
No.
Nothing? Not even a sandwich, bruv?
Not even
Not even a sandwich, bruv?
A sandwich?
Sandwich, bruv. How you meant, some people say I say that weird. How you meant to say sandwich?
I think pretty sure it's a sandwich, but
Sandwich,
I mean,
that sounds weird,
if you want to put it on sauce,
Sandwich. No, I've been saying it like that for time, bruv. Sandwich.
Bro, but you start trends though.
Thank you,
If you say sandwich, everyone else is gonna start saying sandwich.
Big man saying you're good at the flattery, bro.
How many people are saying bruv nowadays?
Big man saying it's trademarked as well, bro.
I accidentally said it in one of my interviews.
I'm glad, bro. Love, thank you.
I was like, bro, after I won my first title, I was like, it's not looking good.
I saw that, bro. I saw that. I
good,
reposted that, bro.
Like,
thank you.
It accidentally come out because, like, I'm not gonna lie. I watched some of your stuff. Like, sometimes I might be in the yard and I see some of your stuff come up. And bro, I'm not gonna lie, you're the funniest fuck. So
thank you, bro. That means a lot from someone that's sparking out bare people, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Let me ask you this: before the fight starts, pre-fight, do you get nervous? What are you like in the change room?
Everyone's different. Me, I like to sleep.
You sleep, bruv? What do you mean? You just go to bed, like?
Nah, so I like to get to the arena very early, probably like 2 hours before what normally people do, and I just fall asleep. I wake up, get the tunes on, eat some sweets, and we're out. And
just so is it that you just sleeping the nerves off, or you just?
I don't really get nervous.
Not at all?
Like, nah, I don't really have one bit of nerve. If I do get nervous, I get nervous for the occasion rather than fight. Okay. So like, my last fight, yeah, I'd say like I didn't have too much nerves, but I say the nerves came from I'm about to fight in front of Jason Statham, Lennox Lewis, Roberto Duran, all these fighters you'll grow up watching, knowing that there's, I think what did the Tyson Usyk do, like 1.5 million pay-per-views? Like
that's a big deal.
In front of 1.5 million people. That's in the UK as well. That's not globally. Like 1.5 million people in the UK. Like, bro, I was nervous for that. And it's not like you're going out there and you're dancing or you're going out there. You're going out there and having a fight. Potentially you're gonna get hurt, and everyone's gonna take the piss out of you. So that's the thing. You
so it's the pressure of what people the occasion, like you said, people being there, your performance, how well you're gonna do.
Exactly. It's not so much the fight itself, but I think when I do step up, I think it probably will change, and I want it to change. Okay. Now you've had sparring with some amazing boxers, top level boxers. What was it like sparring with someone like Tyson Fury? It was a blessing. Like I said, I learned more outside the ring than I did in. But asking him questions about life in general, that's probably the biggest blessing. But he's a really nice guy.
Okay. Would you say in sparring he's sort of like someone that goes through the motions, or?
Oh man, no, he doesn't. He does not. I went to Malta to spar him, and I landed on a Monday. I was ready to spar on a Tuesday, and he spars 4 times a week: Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So on Tuesday, I said, I'm ready to spar. I said, oh, you're not sparring today. So I said, why not? I said, why did you just call me to come this early if I'm not sparring? And oh man, mistake. I sparred every single day until I left. And then
was he teaching you a lesson, basically?
Yeah, basically not piping up. But don't get me wrong, I was holding my own in sparring, but it's the fact that, like, I'm not proving a point. I'm not going there to prove a point, but I want to get some work as well. So yeah, them rounds were just, boy, when I came back, I needed a couple of weeks of rest of sparring.
Would you say you learned a lot from those sparring sessions?
Nah, they were scrap.
Scraps?
Yeah, they were pretty much scrap.
So you sparred with Tyson Fury, that's a big deal. How was it like sparring Anthony Joshua?
So I only done 2 rounds with him, and that was in Sheffield. And it was just kind of, I was prepping for the European Championships, and he was preparing for Alexander Usyk. Yeah. And KD just asked me if he wanted to do a couple of rounds with Joshua, because I was struggling to get sparring. I literally had 3 sparring partners. I knocked one out in the first round. Then they took him out, they put another sparring partner in. I dropped him with a body shot. Right. And then they took him out, the third one was meant to jump in, but he ended up going home. So then, obviously...
You said he went home, he just left?
He just left. It was like, nah, I'm not sparring today. So he went home, and then KD, who kind of just sorts everything out for him, he messaged me, and I asked Amanda, who was the head England coach at the time, and she was like, yeah, no problem. So yeah, I only done 2 rounds, but it wasn't the same Joshua that you see kind of fight Ngannou. And,
okay.
You know what I mean, it wasn't.
It was more like a learning technical sort of.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Now, even though Joshua's only 2 rounds and you sparred with Tyson Fury for a bit longer, should that fight ever go ahead, how would you see that playing out? How would you see it going?
I don't know, because the Anthony Joshua that I sparred isn't the Anthony Joshua that knocked out Ngannou and beat Wallin. Do you get what I mean? So I don't really know. It depends on who's training him, depends on what state of mind he is, depends on how you are fight night. I think they both got a level opportunity. Okay, so
before we leave, I got to ask you this here. This is something I want to know from you. Obviously, we hear other people putting aspirations on you. He's going to be this and he's going to be that. What are your goals in boxing? Like, what do you want? What do you aim to achieve?
My honest goal in boxing is to win a world title, then to unify. And then it's just to help the young people coming through. I remember Dean Forbes talking about, like, there's a certain level of wealth you get that there's no difference. Whether you have, there's no difference having 100 million and 101 million. There's the lifestyle still the same. Yeah. So, but you can use that 1 million, the extra 1 million, that doesn't really make a difference to your life, to help other people. So that's kind of what I want to do. I want to kind of set myself straight and then help other people do it as well.
Big man thing, I love that, bro. Yes, bro. So this is the main event with Moses Itauma, bro. It's looking good, bro.
How was it feeling with Castillo?
No, it was good. It was good. It was something different. And it wasn't the typical, when's your next fight? And, do you know what I mean? The boring old questions.
What I learned about Moses is that he's very calm, very composed, and he's got a great head on his shoulders, bro. Big up him.
What can fans look out for next time you're in the ring?
Well, I say fireworks all the time, and I want to try to spice it up. Nah, fuck it, it's fireworks.
Yes, bruv, just wrapped up the main event with Moses Itauma from Monaco to Harlow. Bruv, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on the thing. The main event is global, bruv. I'm about to head home now. You get me in the big boy range. Yeah, man. Cut the camera off, bruv. Cut the cameras off, bruv.
Them man come with a bag of chat, not me, I put it in motion. Came back whistle falls, Carty's got girl open. Can't wipe them, it's